Hi, and welcome back to my channel. I want to say thank you to all that subscribed from my intro video and all that shared my video on social media. Thank you. And those that watched, I really hope you enjoyed it. And today is Tuesday, so I wanted to do Testimony Tuesday. So to start off with my testimony, I said I would talk about what I've had to deal with the longest. I was born with cerebral palsy, but I was not diagnosed until the age of 3. I am a twin, and my twin began walking when he was 1 year old, when we were 1 year old. But I didn't. I kept crawling everywhere, and my family knew something wasn't right. So by the time I was 3, they found out what was wrong, and the doctor diagnosed me with spastic diplegia. It's where you have weak muscles in your legs. It's spastic diplegia. There are many forms of cerebral palsy, but spastic diplegia deals with low muscle tone and strength in the lower extremities, meaning your legs, your hips, your pelvis. And I also walk with a crouched gait, and I walk bent over. So at the age of 3, I was diagnosed with that. And then I believe I was told a few months after I was diagnosed, I began walking. But I didn't let that stop me. There were a lot of things that happened between me getting diagnosed in 1995 up until now that I could have just said, you know what, forget it. I don't want to do this. One thing was school. In school, just because I had a disability, I was always underestimated in school because I had a disability. And I would always tell people, it's something wrong with my legs. There's nothing wrong with my brain. My brain works very well. Getting through elementary school was okay. I did good. So elementary school was good. You know, I had very few problems in elementary school when it came to teachers or principals realizing that I was very intelligent. And I'm proof that you can't judge a book by its cover, because so many people thought that when they saw me, like they would ask me questions and wouldn't even expect me to not be able to answer. And I never really told anybody that part, because it was kind of like, you really feel like I can't answer you? Like, people would be next to me and they would ask them about me, and they would have to tell them she can answer you or she can talk for herself. And I really didn't know that my disability made me seem like that. Now, there are forms of cerebral palsy where people can't talk or walk, and so I kind of understood where people were coming from, because I was in a wheelchair because of long distance. I did walk on a walker up until I was about 12 or 13, and then I began to walk on crutches. And my heart goes out to the children and the adults who have to go through that form of cerebral palsy, because I couldn't imagine that. But I pray God's blessings upon young people or older people, whoever it is who has to go through that form of cerebral palsy where they can't communicate for themselves. And I also pray for the caretakers, that God would strengthen you and bless you tremendously. But so middle school I did pretty well as well. I graduated I graduated top 50 out of my whole 8th grade class. And so, you know, I figured that I showed people there's more to me, or don't underestimate me because of my legs, you know. I passed classes, passed tests. You know, I worked hard to do my best because I knew I could do my best. You know, even though I was born with cerebral palsy, I felt like that was, it's still a blessing to me, because being born with something such as cerebral palsy, I've been able to inform people, you know. Like I said on my last video, we don't go through things for ourselves. We go through for others. So I see people who don't even have cerebral palsy going through so much, and they're, you know, sometimes they're ready to throw in the towel. Sometimes they're ready to quit. Sometimes they just want to throw up their hands. And I actually had a family member ask me a while ago, it's been maybe about 5 years ago now, she asked me, how do you smile with all that you have been through? And I simply told her it was God. It's God. It's nobody but God. God is the reason that I'm still standing. God is the reason that I push every day, because God blessed me. Every day God blesses me with, I'm going to use it to help someone smile. I'm going to use it to enlighten someone's day, or brighten someone's day, or, you know, strengthen someone who may not feel strengthened, or encourage someone who may not feel encouraged, you know, to get through their day. So anytime I see anybody, I'll speak, or I'll smile, or I'll wave, you know, because you never know what a person is going through. And your smile might be what gets them through the day. Your hello might be what gets them through the day. Your God bless you might be what gets them through the day. So that is why I'm able to still smile even through it all. Cerebral palsy, you know, has me walking with big legs. I walk bent over, but I'm able to walk. I'm able to talk. I'm able to write. I'm able to, even though I have cerebral palsy, God blessed me to be able to use my limbs. I can use them. I can communicate. I can express myself. You have to, even though you may go through something, you have to always remember, it could always be worse. And you have to always remember, count your blessings. Don't count your trials, count your blessings. And even through your trials, stay on your face before God. God will bring you through your trials. I've been dealing with this for 29 years. But through everything I've gone through with cerebral palsy, I can't walk long distances. Maybe 10 minutes, maybe 10, maybe 15, somewhere up in there. And then I have to sit down or take a break. But I keep going. I'm able to move, so that keeps me going. Knowing that my testimony can bless someone's life, knowing that what I do can show somebody else you can do it too. Because I never know if I'm going to run into someone, who might be going through a similar thing, or I've already gone through it, so I can be a light and be a help to that next person. I saw she was probably about 3 or 4, and she started walking. And her mom, I believe it was on Facebook, her mom recorded her walking for the very first time. And her mom was just behind the camera crying. And I started to think back to what they told me about the first time I started walking. So you just never know, how your testimony can help somebody else. So I just wanted to share that this is not going to be a long video, but I just wanted to share with someone, even though you might be going through something, even though it seems like it's hard to face, even though, some days are good, some days are, no, you gotta pray your way through your day, you gotta talk to God all day long just to make it through the day. Don't quit. Don't give up. I'm telling you, God has something great in store. And your testimony is going to change lives. Your testimony might move somebody else's mountain. Your testimony might be just that one thing that someone needs to make it through their trial or tribulation. Part of my testimony is when I was getting ready to go to high school, I was by this time I was using a wheelchair in school all day, and they had all of the 8th graders. I think it was like a week or two before we graduated from 8th grade. They had all the 8th graders meet with their future. We only had one high school, so we all knew where we were going. So they had all of us meet with our guidance counselors at the high school that we were going to. And my guidance counselor came in and we were talking, and she asked me one question. She said, "What are your goals that you would like to achieve before you leave high school?" So I told her, I said, one thing that I want, I said, I'm graduating middle school at the top of my class. Because, mind you, like I said, I graduated in the top 50. And I said, one thing that I want to graduate at the top of my high school class. And she looked at me and she said, that's one thing we can most definitely work on. So we continued to talk. We ended our conversation. And she met with me when I first got to the high school. My mom would have meetings with my teachers every year to discuss, everything that I might need in class or out of class or during school. So, and she would meet with them and the person that was over my case in school. So, she met with all my teachers in I think by this time I was in the 10th grade, getting ready to go to the 11th grade. And I'll never forget, they put like it wasn't a diploma. It was a certificate of completion. It was an example of one. And they put it in front of me on the table. And I was like, what is this? And so they were saying, if you would like to go ahead and graduate and be done with school, you can. And I was like, what do you mean by that? And they continued to say, you have 12 credits going into your junior year. And so at the end of your junior year, you'll have 18. I said, okay. And they were like, you can get a certificate of completion and walk across the stage and be done with school. I said, is a certificate of completion a diploma? And they were like, no, it just says you completed what we needed you to complete to be able to walk early. So me looking confused, I'm like, no, I don't think so. So I looked at my mom and I was like, well, I don't think I want that. And both of us were shaking our head no. And like I said before, I have always told people, my legs are bent, but they work. There's nothing wrong with my brain. I'm very smart. I am very smart and I can do this. So that's what I told her. I said, I can do this. And I told them my guidance counselor's name, whom I love to this day, hi Miss Moats, was Miss Moats. And I told Miss Moats in the beginning that I wanted a high school diploma and I wanted to graduate at the top of my class. And I told them that. I said, I'm very smart and nothing is going to stop me from getting a high school diploma. I'm getting a 24 credit high school diploma and nothing less. And I will graduate at the top of my class. That is what I told those teachers that were sitting in there, the lady who was orchestrating the meeting, and my mom agreed. And so it came time for the end of the 11th grade year. They asked me again. I said, no, I don't want to do that. And so finally, I went on to senior year and got through senior year and I graduated. They were going around school. I saw people with these little white pieces of paper. Didn't know what they were. Didn't have a clue what they were. And then all of a sudden I got one. And it said, you are invited to the senior award ceremony. And I was like, oh, okay. So I went to the award ceremony. And when I went to the award ceremony, I found out I graduated with honors. And I was not at the very top, but I was at the top of my class. I graduated with honors. So my thing is, trials and tribulations, they may make you stumble. They may make you fall. They may knock you down, and you don't even know how to get back up. Get back up. Get back up. Remember whose child you are. Remember, he said he will never put more on you than you can bear. Get back up. Don't quit. Don't give up. Don't quit. That's what the devil wants us to do. But he's on his job. So we have to get on our job. Get back up. Remind him that he is under your foot. Keep him there. And remember, you are a child of the Most High God. And there's nothing you can't do. And there's nothing that he won't do for you. So if you're sick today, if you're going through a trial and you see no way out, if you're facing something that came unexpectedly, keep the faith. Hold on. I pray that my testimony has blessed you. I pray that it will show you that no matter what you face, you can make it. You're going to make it. Always remember that you are a child of the King, and he loves you, and he will be there no matter what it is. Just call on him. I pray that you are strengthened today. I pray that you are encouraged. I pray that if you are having a bad day, that you have some joy right now at this moment. Don't let anyone or anything stop you. And always remember, I love you. God loves you. And I pray the most blessed day you have ever had. Whatever time of day you're watching, I pray it's blessed. I love you all. Have a wonderful day. Bye.